there's an attack on these cops and these Venezuela. Rob, if you want to, Vinny, why don't you prepare the story, and then Rob, you can play the clip. Go ahead, Vinny.
Okay, so this is the New York City. So this story right here. So these are Venezuelan illegal migrants that are staying at a migrant shelter. So first of all, here's New York, and I said this before. New York has fallen. Okay, as a New Yorker, and I'm going to get into why New York is pissing me the hell off. These guys are in a migrant shelter. Besides crapping in front of people's houses, Tom, which you reported 2 weeks ago, now knocking on doors and begging people for money at their houses. They beat the shit out of a couple of NYPD cops, and one of them is a lieutenant. Can we play this clip, Pat? Can we play this?
Go for it. Yeah. Go ahead.
So there's no volume. Look at this. Kicking them in the head, which is attempted murder. By the way, this is attempted murder. When you kick somebody in the head on the ground, that could be considered attempted murder. Beating the shit. Look at other New Yorkers. Nobody's doing shit. Look at this. Beating up this cop. The guy on the floor is getting kicked in the head. Look. These guys aren't supposed to be in the country, guys. From Venezuela. Yep. Okay.
How do we know who they are?
Look, this guy doesn't know how to kick because he's a freaking idiot. Stupid idiot. Okay?
How do we know who they are, Ben?
Because I watched the news, Adam, and I read the news.
No, I'm not questioning it. I'm just asking how they found out who they are.
Well, because they found out who they are because, Rob, New Yorkers, because, Rob, I sent you another one that doesn't have anything. So, by the way, they get arrested. They get released without bail, okay? They get released, no money. They're raising their middle fingers and laughing in front of the cameras. Illegal, that's the one that I sent you, Rob, the last one. This is them coming out of jail. Look at this attitude because he knows he's untouchable. Look at this dude. Play this one.
Is there audio or not?
Yeah. Look at it. Look. He's raising his middle fingers. They're pausing because he's cussing in Spanish.
What?
Okay.
I don't speak English.
Yeah, of course you don't.
I don't speak English.
Yep. Walking free.
I don't speak English.
At least he's a Laker fan.
You speak English? No English?
Yeah. Look.
Just
watch. Look at the cockiness of this piece of. Oh my God! I'm gonna hold it back.
He's flipping the camera off.
Flipping the camera off.
Now, while this is going on, let me read this. Kathy Hochul, who is the governor of New York, comes out and says the following. She says, she suggests deporting migrants who beat cops. Maybe a good idea, right? I mean, just maybe a good idea. Here's New York. New Yorkers are losing their minds with this. New York Governor Kathy Hochul suggested considering deportation for a group of migrants who were released on bail after attacking two police officers in Times Square. She stated, I think that's actually something that should be looked at. Despite her previous support for migrants and sanctuary city policies, Hochul emphasized the need to protect law enforcement officers, saying these are law enforcement officers who should never, under any circumstance, be subjected to physical assault. It's wrong on all counts, and I'm looking to judges and prosecutors to do the writing. Fantastic. Go ahead, Vinny.
And here's my thing, okay? Your tax dollars, us. I'm talking to everybody out there. You feed them, you house them, you provide medical care, you do education. They closed down schools in New York so illegals could go in there and sleep while the kids are staying at home. New Yorkers, where are you at? Where is the outcry? These are New York City's finest NYPD officers. When the World Trade was burning and one of them fell, these guys were running into the one that didn't fall, and they were sacrificing their lives to get people out. Now they're getting stomped out in the street. Nobody's saying nothing. Nobody gives a shit. And then they're released, and they're doing this. This is to you, America. That's their attitude because Joe Biden and this administration, Pat, is doing this on purpose. Those are votes. And just to throw this in there, what is this bill called? Oh yeah, Democrats voted against a bill yesterday to not to deport illegals that get arrested for drunk driving. These people are untouchable. They have more rights than we do in here. And my question is this: when is enough going to be enough? When are Americans going to say, like they're doing in Texas, the hell with this, bro? There's no more, like you said, the politicians and the hell with that shit. And New Yorkers, where are you at?
Yeah.
Where's the New Yorkers stepping up for New York? These assholes are beating the shit out of people and doing this in your face. I'm telling you right now, Pat, I swear to God, if I was there, I would have waited for them to come out of jail and I would have beat the shit out of all of them. That kicking and slipping in the face, I would have beat the shit out of every single one of these dudes. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about? What more are we going to give them? You know why? Because they're votes. Democrats they have to take care of their votes, their constituents. That's them. And I think it's bullshit. I'm actually ashamed. New Yorkers should have been beating the shit out of these guys when they came outside. They don't belong here.
59 Democrats voted with Republicans passing a bill to deport illegal immigrants who committed DUIs. 150 Democrats voted against the bill.
150 said, no, keep them here.
You know what it says to me, though? It says 35% common sense is coming in. Common sense is coming in because their community is saying, listen, we're not with you on this.
Right.
Brigitte, thoughts on this?
Oh, boy. Thank you for asking Brigitte on this, because as a legal immigrant who came to this country, we had to go through background check. You and I and your parents and I don't have parents, me, I had to go through a background check to make sure I'm not a criminal. I don't have a crime on my record. I had to take needles, test blood tests to make sure I'm not bringing leprosy into the country, any skin diseases, tuberculosis into the country. And I hated needles, and I had to pay for these medical bills out of my pocket in order for me to get the green card. So can you imagine people like me? And by the way, after I got the green card, I had to study a 2-inch thick book written by the daughters of the American Revolution about America's history, our Constitution, our judicial process. And I had to take an exam and pass in English, a written and a verbal exam about our Constitution, our history, our judicial process, etc., and pass in order for me to become an American. By the time I became an American, I knew more about America's history than my own American husband did. And I worked so hard to earn the privilege of proving to my adopted country that I was worthy of the gamble you gambled on me to come here. I created businesses. I worked hard. I came to this country. I remember buying our first computer. We started our own business. We barely had any money. We bought one of those big things, $5,000 you put on your desk. And I had one baby and pregnant with another one. I put a paper at the university next to us. We'll type student papers for $1 a page. And I would put my baby to sleep, and I would stay up till 2 o'clock in the morning writing student papers so I can make $20 a week to buy groceries so we can support ourselves as we started our business. People like me and you and the millions of us who came to this country, who worked so hard to prove ourselves, who stayed out of trouble, who did not commit a crime. I remember when I came here, my American husband said to me, he said, look, if the police stops you for a traffic ticket, you don't argue with the police. You don't say, oh, no, sir, I was not speeding 65 and at 35 mile an hour. You know, he said, you say, yes, sir, I'm sorry, sir. You don't look at him. You give him this. I mean, this is what I come from. So how many immigrants like you and me right now are watching this baloney, this garbage, and are livid? Can you see the smoke coming out of my ear? And that's why I created Act for America. Not think about America, not hope for America, not wish for America, not pray for America, but act for America. Now is the time for action. Go to our website, actforamerica.org. Sign up to get our alert. Stand with us and become engaged on the border issue. We have so many bills in Congress we're working on.
Put the link in the chat and the comments.
And just just a question I'm going to ask you. What do you think happened to those illegals that left the jail, no bail, and did this to America? Guess where they put them? Right back into the shelter in New York. And who's watching them? And who's to say they're going to leave again and kill somebody this time? Let's go, New York. Keep it going.
By the way, the insurance PHP, we have a lot of Venezuelans. A lot of them. And you know what kind of Venezuelans they are? They love America. The kind who love and swear by the ideas of America and are so disappointed and hurt by what Maduro and many of the politicians to what once was a great nation, richest country in South Central America, Venezuela. Now it's a whole different story.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.